أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد سيد الأولين والآخرين مدد يا رسول مدد يا سادة أصحابه مدد يا مشايخ دستور مولانا ش.الله فازداد ش.Muhammad على الحق طريقتنا الصحبة والخير كل جمعية وأقيموا الصلاة والزكاة واركعوا مع الراكعين. Allah Azze ve Celle emir buyuruyor, yaptıklarını Allah rızası için yapın ve öğrenin.
Allah Almighty commands, do what you do for the sake of Allah Almighty and learn.
Bu meclisler, ilim meclisleri
These gatherings are gatherings of knowledge.
İnsan orada olduğu vakit Allah'ın güzel nazarına, üzerine Allah'ın sevdiği meclisler olur.
And when a person joins these gatherings of knowledge for the sake of Allah Almighty, Allah Almighty's beautiful gaze is upon them. And these are gatherings Allah Almighty loves.
O meclis tabi insan öğrenmek için gelir.
A person comes to these gatherings of knowledge in order to learn.
Hoca kim olursa sohbet verince o sohbet tabi insanlar çıkınca çoğu insan unutur.
And whoever the sheikh or the teacher may be, when they give a discourse or a lecture, naturally, when people leave that discourse, most people forget.
Allah Azze ve Celle öyle yaratmış insanı unutsun diye.
And that is the way we have been created by Allah Almighty. Allah Almighty created us to be prone to forgetfulness.
Bazıları akıllarında kalır.
It stays in the minds of some.
O mühim olan o mecliste bulunmak, o ruhani gıdayı almaktır.
Nevertheless, what is important is to be present in those types of gatherings and to receive that spiritual sustenance.
Onu alınca o içinde kalır insanın.
And once one receives that spiritual sustenance, spiritual sustenance remains inside the person.
Hani hatırlaması bile nedir, ne değildir. Ders dinleyip de unutan çocuklar var. Onlar başka ama buradaki meclislerde dinlenen şeyler o insanın sezmeden de olsa hep içine girmiş olur.
And even if one does not remember what has been said, still it has an impact. This is not a class where children need to listen, where children are supposed to make an exam, and where children may forget what has been said and they do not pay attention. However, in these types of gatherings, regardless of whether you remember it in the end or not, if you are simply present and if you continue to join these gatherings for the sake of Allah Almighty constantly, then even if you don't sense it, the blessings and the spirituality enters you.
Ruhaniyetine girmiş olur. Onun faydası bilmeden olsa da o daim olur.
By attending these types of gatherings, you will be receiving the blessings and your soul will be nourishing from that spirituality, whether you sense it or not. And you will be receiving a benefit that is permanent, even if you don't know. And that benefit and blessing will stay with you.
Fayda olur. Ruhaniyetinin kuvveti olur yani ruhaniyetin.
By joining these gatherings for the sake of Allah Almighty, even if you don't remember the words that have been said afterwards, you will still receive that strength which will increase your spirituality.
olur. Öteki türlü hani insan ben yaptım da olmadı diye çoğu insan gelir, yaptım şunu yaptım. Ya sen ibadet yaptın mı? Onun faydası oluyor.
And sometimes people say things, I came, I did this, I did that, and they come with expectations and they want their expectations to be fulfilled. But the reason why you join these gatherings is in order to seek Allah Almighty's pleasure and satisfaction and to perform your worship. And that is what is the attainment, that is the achievement of these gatherings, is to worship Allah Almighty. If you worship Allah Almighty, you succeeded. And that worship is going to have a benefit for you.
Sen illa ben göreceğim diye uğraşma.
Do not struggle to see your expectations to be fulfilled, or to see, or to have that expectation to absolutely see a certain result.
Sen o yolda git, devam et.
What this all is about is to worship Allah Almighty. And if you are on this path of worshipping Allah Almighty, then simply continue, because what it all comes down to is the worship.
O yol Allah'ın izniyle senin dünyan için, ahiretin için de iyidir.
And by following this way of Allah Almighty, you will be benefiting not only in this world but also in the hereafter.
En iyi şeydir o hayatında.
And that is the best thing you can achieve in your life.
Şimdi gene devamlı imansız olan insanlar, garipler, dünyadan biz neye geldik buraya de. Sen kendi keyfine göre gelmedin. Allah seni yarattı.
You hear people, and these are mostly people without faith, those poor people. They ask about the world. Why did we come here? They ask. You did not come to this world according to your own pleasure. Allah Almighty created you.
Amacımız nedir? Amacın Allah'a ibadettir. Allah yolunda olmaktır.
What is our purpose in this world? They ask. Your purpose is simply worshipping Allah Almighty. Your purpose is following Allah Almighty's path.
Bu güzel şeyleri almaktır.
The reason why you're here in this world is to benefit from the blessings of these beautiful things.
Ruhaniyetine almaktır. Öteki türlü
You're here to receive those divine favors that nourish your spirituality.
ne için yaratıldım diye, ben yaratıldığında demin ne işim var ben burada diye, ister söyle ister söyleme, sen buraya Allah yaratmış, bu dünyaya çıkarmış.
You hear people saying, why was I created? Or more exactly, they don't say, why was I created? They say, what business do I have here in this world? But regardless of you accepting it or not, Allah Almighty created you, and Allah Almighty brought you into this world.
O vaziyeti sen iyi olsun.
You are in this world, and Allah Almighty brought you into this world, so make the best out of your situation, and let your situation be good.
Vaziyetin iyi olsun. Kötülükten kurtul.
Save yourself from evil.
O kötü düşünceden kurtul.
Save yourself from bad thought.
O şeytanın sen dediğin gibi ne amacım nedir diye şey yapınca.
Don't let Shaitan deceive you by making you doubt yourself and making you ask questions such as, what am I doing here?
Amacın Allah'a ibadet, Allah yolunda olmak.
You are here, and you should use this life in order to receive the goodness and the blessings Allah Almighty has provided you with. Your purpose is solely to worship Allah Almighty and to follow Allah Almighty's path.
Allah'ın verdiklerini almak, reddetmek değil.
You are here by Allah Almighty's will, and Allah Almighty created you to worship Him, and you are supposed to accept and receive what Allah Almighty gives and provides you with. You are not supposed to reject what Allah Almighty gives.
Almaktır. Al ona dediğim gibi meclis, güzel meclislerde otur.
Receive and take what Allah Almighty gives. Sit in those beautiful gatherings for the sake of Allah Almighty.
İster anlar, ister anlama.
And regardless of whether you understand or you don't understand,
o tecelli Allah'ın enderi rahmet içine işliyor, ruhunu işliyor.
Whether you understand or you don't understand, just be present in these types of gatherings for the sake of Allah Almighty, and the manifestation and the mercy of Allah Almighty will descend onto you, and it will go inside you, and it will enter your soul and your spirituality.
Onun ilelebet o güzellik kalacak senden.
And that beauty that will descend onto you, into you, will remain in you forever, inshallah.
İnşallah. Allah daim etsin inşallah meclislerimizi.
May Allah Almighty make our gatherings perpetual, inshallah.
Ve minallah tevfik. El Fatiha.